up in South Pasadena. Big money for this high school. It's like a prep high school where they send their kids there and pay big money because once you graduate this high school, these kids can pick any college they want to go. They no questions asked. And this company, all they do is historical restorations, and they got to keep everything the way it was from like 1909 or 1920, whenever it was built. And I've done work. We've done work for those guys, and we're doing this one. But it's the same. It's like the guys when we send them over there, they hate it because it's commercial, and commercial. Everybody is on top of everybody right now, and you slide stuff over to the side. And you start painting walls here, and as soon as you even clean a little spot because you're getting ready to work there, someone's coming over trying to get in there because it's a clean spot, and it's like it's freaking like trying to herd cats. It's crazy. So, but all right, guys, we are live. Man, JB, we're live, Bubba. Hey, so here we go. Dominate Your Trade podcast. I'm Brian Adams, the Contractors Contractor. We got a good one for you today. Been looking forward to this. JB's been painting for a long time. We're going to get into that. He's just been really focusing on growing the business these last 3 years. So, type in any questions. Let us know where you're from. Say hello. And let's see. I thought I had. Boom. Again. Yeah, I paid a lot of money for that. It ain't going to work. All right, JB. How's it going, man? All right. First question everybody wants to know is how long did it take you to grow this?
Man. This time?
Hey, man, do you ever open up the cans of paint and shit splat? Because I'll shake the stain and other stuff, and I'll do something wrong, man. And it splashes on my forehead and my hair, whatever. I mean, it's got to get in your beard sometime, right?
Yes, it does. Obviously, the worst is oil-based.
Yeah.
Because, I'll wear it around for a day or two. I mean, I can comb it, I can wash it, I can groom it, I can do whatever I want. But, I mean, sometimes you just got to cut it out and let it go. But, yeah, it's hard sometimes, man. It really is. But it's a testament to my uncle, man, is what it is. And Brian's muted.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Damn, all kind of technical. Hey, so you were saying it was a testament to your uncle? Tell me that.
My uncle did 27 years in the Army, and then he got out. And within 5 years, he passed away. But the dude had hippie hair and a ZZ Top beard when he got diagnosed with cancer.
Man.
I mean, I used to grow it just because I wanted to grow it. And now this time, I'm going to grow it as long as he did.
Yeah.
So, but.
Hey, so you're going to keep it going?
Do what?
You're going to keep it going? How long you want it? All the way down like ZZ Top?
I can't go that far, man. I'd have to tuck it in my shirt and then put a sock over whenever I got a spray. But yeah, I'm gonna let it go for a while,
So, hey, so everybody watching right now, so JB's down in I don't know, like a beautiful part of the United States, Foley, Alabama, Gulf Shores, that whole area, and just beautiful. I mean, a lot of hurricane chasers down there every now and then. But JB, you grew up there, right? In the whole Foley, Alabama area?
I did. Yeah, I grew up here, and
now was your dad a painter, or
the rest of my family was in cabinets, or they were all framers, tile layers, that kind of stuff. And I I fell in love with finishing cabinets when I first started, and we started painting as well, and it just grew from there.
Yeah.
You know, so
were you working with your cousins, your uncles, and whatever during high school?
No, I played so much baseball during high school that I didn't really. I worked during the summer part time, but I mean, I didn't really have a chance to. I mean, I framed a little bit when I was in high school, you know, cleanup crew, that kind of stuff sometimes, but yeah.
Were you good at baseball?
Well, I ended up playing a year and a half in college, and I tore my shoulder up. And
no shit. I didn't know that. Damn. So, shit. So you're already above most of the contractors I work out with and talk to. Since you graduated high school. Hey, but were you so good at high school? They were just passing you and keeping you going, just kind of propping you up, or were you like an A student?
No, mom and dad, man, they made me make good grades. I mean,
damn, man, good for you. Yeah.
But yeah, I struggled in a lot of stuff, man. I did. But
were you a troublemaker in high school, or did you I don't know, like shit, a rebel type guy, or what?
I don't know if you want to call it a troublemaker, but I mean, I got caught sometimes I didn't, but just a regular teen, man. Nothing crazy. Yeah.
Hey, so you played that year and a half in college. So man, that's pretty freaking good, bro.
Well, it was fun, man, but I got hurt and yeah.
Because how many? So is that when you left and went to the Army, or how'd you end up in the Army?
Yeah, I left JUCO ball and then I came home and kind of weighed my options. The doctors told me that I'd be 23, 24 before I even played ball again. And then I was like, you know what? Let's go to the Army.
Yeah.
I mean,
damn.
So.
Hey, so when you were playing baseball in college, I mean, it's everybody's freaking dream to make it to the show, But was that what you were kind of thinking when you went into college? Maybe getting picked up, or even just playing AAA ball, like the freaking, what was that, Bull Durham with Kevin Costner and shit? Remember that movie?
Man, yeah, them boys don't make any money, man.
No, their whole thing is hoping to get called up or any of that. It's just, but was that what you were hoping to do something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's everybody's dream,
Yeah.
But then I come to realize that.
Yeah, it may be everybody's dream, but you got closer than most people. Just being able to play at that level.
Well, we had my coach and my travel team. They taught us how to put packets together and get exposed and exposure and all that kind of stuff. But back then that was very odd, and nowadays it's like it's second nature.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, did I don't know, just what is it, the discipline of playing at that level, did that help you when you went into the Army?
No,
so
it's so much different, man. I mean, the way that programs are run nowadays, it's different from 20, 25 years ago. I mean, they still did 2-a-days, but I mean, if you went to class then, you went to class.
Yeah.
Nowadays you got to go to class,
Yeah.
I mean.
So, and what was the Army like? And how long were you there? I mean, because what'd you do? How many years?
13 years.
13. Damn.
Yeah.
That's not like, and then, because I know you said you were stationed in Hawaii, and that was like, well, you probably, you still say that's your favorite place of all.
By far.
And I guess because when you told me you were in Hawaii, I was like, shit, man, you're in the Army. Army people don't go to Hawaii. It's supposed to be Navy or something. So I mean, I don't know shit. Well, what were you doing there, man? What were you doing in the Army?
I was in the infantry for 8 years. I got medically reclassed, and I became a supply NCO for the same battalion. And then, I don't know, for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I got medically released.
Yeah.
And then I got out and went to the active National Guard for 2 more years. And I couldn't do it, dude. I mean, it turned National Guard full time is a different beast than.
Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Because, when I was down in Foley and met with you, I was over there seeing my buddy. He was retired Special Forces, but, he was in the Army 20 whatever years. But, man, he was up in, like, Fort Durham or something, like New York, where it was, like just a crazy amount of snow. It was,
Fort Durham.
Yeah, that's what it was. He wasn't into Hawaii.
No, it was
Bragg for a while, that area.
It was fun, man. I mean, Hawaii is, I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. It really is.
So there's all those little islands. So which islands were you stationed on when you're like the big one, whatever they call it?
Yeah, Oahu, not the big island.
Not the big island.
Yeah, we went to the big island a few times, went to Kauai a few times, and I never made it to Maui, but yeah, it was great, dude. The shades of green and blue that you see there, you won't see any other place in the world.
Damn, that's got to say something coming from you. I mean, because like I said, man, like the Gulf Shores down there, Orange Beach, that whole area, Foley. I mean, it's pretty freaking nice down there. I mean, you guys got the whitest sands almost anywhere in the freaking world. But like my buddy that was down there, and I'm sure you know more than he does, but he's telling me some kind of freaking story how the glaciers melted a million years ago or something and washed down to y'all's area.
It's all from the limestone, man.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
So, so you get out of the Army. So, is that when you got into painting? How long have you been painting altogether? Like 206, 205, something like that?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. I've been refinishing since about 06.
Yeah.
But I got out of the Army and my uncle needed help at his cabinet shop. Started learning, and dude, I picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah. What was it just like? Was it like me? Just like, because for me, even being that young, is like at the end of the day, you did something that made me feel good about myself. I don't know, but I've seen some paint. I've seen some cabinets being refinished, and it's like it's almost like glass. It's freaking artwork.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with me, man, is my uncle told me. I asked him how to lay out a kitchen one day, and he said, "I'll tell you when you got 20 years experience under your belt."
Damn.
And I said, okay, all right. So I started feeding myself any chance I could with anything about kitchens, knowledge, and cabinets. And dude, I left him after he told me that. I left him about 9 months after that.
Wow.
And I started building my own cabinets, started doing my own kitchens, and I mean, anytime I need help, he gives it to me right on the spot.
Man, good for him. Hey, so so why'd you leave him? Just because you wanted to learn more, you wanted to make more, or what?
A little bit of both. It's family, man.
Because it sounds like you guys have a decent relationship, so it wasn't like he was a jerk and you're out of here type of thing. I mean, if you're able to call him up and he's still helping you.
Yeah. No, it's just. I was at the point in my life, man, where it was time to make changes, and either I was going to take that leap and I was going to succeed, or I was going to fall on my face.
Yeah. And when was this? Because you weren't a little freaking 19-year-old, 22-year-old punk at that time.
No, it was.
I mean, how old were you at the time? 30 what?
37, I guess you could say, somewhere around there. 37, 38.
Damn, yeah.
But
so by now, you like you said, you got some years under you. I mean, you're not still wet behind the ears. It's like I see so many of the guys that like fucking 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they work for some dude for a year. And they're like, I'm out of here. I'm starting my own thing. And I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot the past 2 or 3 years.
Okay. I mean, I can't say anything to him because I was a jerk at that age too, but I knew not to quit. I wasn't that crazy. Yeah.
No, it takes a lot, man, to go out on your own and actually be able to succeed. You can have the skills, but you have to have the people surrounding you.
Mhm.
You have to have a mentor in the skill, and then you have to have, I believe you have to have a business mentor as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then too is like you said, it's the people around you. Period. Like your wife, maybe like whether it's your mom, your dad type of thing, or but your friends, whether it's people from church or just people you hang out with at the freaking bar. It's the people outside of construction that can freaking bring you down, and guys don't realize it.
yeah.
I mean, I was lucky to where, the wife was always either, supportive, she's worked in the business with me. She's done this, she did the taxes. We fight, she quit, just, whatever. And then she come back, but she was always supportive. And I don't know, I mean, I don't want to say the word love, but, maybe they love you more, whatever, but they respect the hell out of you when they see how hard it really is. Not just freaking physically, because it's freaking physical work, but it's freaking mental work, and just it's tough all the way around. And then dealing with some of the clients we have to deal with, man, when your friends and your wife and people see that, and you're still holding your head up and you're still doing it, I mean, we end up getting a lot of respect from people, and well deserved, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I mean the trades, man, they're so mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
Because we have so many obstacles to overcome every day. I mean,
yeah.
It's just, especially running a business and trying to learn a different skill or hone your skills, and keep up with your clients, keep up with everybody that's around you. I mean, it can be daunting. It really can be.
Yeah. So when you first started out, I mean, did you save up? Did you have your tools? What did you do to go out on your own? And did you think about it for a while? Did you tell the uncle? Did you tell the wife? I mean, or did you just wake up one day and said, because I don't think you did that. Yeah, there's gonna be, whether they're watching right now live or they're going to be watching this replay, is, a lot of guys are, right there right now wondering, man, should I do this? It's like, should I keep working? They've got those same questions.
Dude, I had $300 in my pocket.
Damn.
I did. But I had 3 jobs that were lined up, and I had all the bills paid. I had all that kind of stuff. I took a chance, man. I did. Do I recommend people doing that? No.
Because I don't either, man. As a business coach, I'm like, I can't tell you to do it the way I did it, because I wish someone had slowed me down or stopped me.
I mean, I'm the type of person, man, to where I'm so aggressive.
Yeah.
Whenever I want something, I see it and I go get it. I'm not going to be stopped. I sit there because I used to sit there and I used to think about it, and I wouldn't procrastinate, but I would play all these roles in my head. What happens here? What happens there? What do we do? And now, at this point in my life and the past 5 or 6 years, man, it's just been, you see it, you want it, go get it.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody or anything stop you.
Yeah.
But the way I did it, once again, I wouldn't recommend doing what I did. I mean,
no, man.
But
there's not enough Jack Daniels in the world.
I hear you. Yep.
Hey, but you said you got like $300 in your pocket, but you got 2 or 3 jobs lined up. Where did those jobs come from? Because I mean, that's kind of how, I don't know, like, is all my friends and, whatever knew what I did, and they bug you because they want it done for either free or cheap or something. And I did it because even that cheap was, double or triple what I was getting paid. So I could work Saturday and Sunday and make more than, I was going to make in 2 weeks probably. So that kind of lights the spark to where, damn, man, wait, can I do this? But it's fucking scary, man. When you got a family and shit, you got to pay bills every week, every month. Man, it's fucking scary. It ain't no bullshit.
Well, my uncle threw me a job. It was a sheetrock job.
Yeah.
Scraping popcorn, taking down paneling, putting up sheetrock, doing paint throughout. And I was like, all right, cool. And then, I don't know, 2 or 3 days later, the lady came to me and she was like, hey, I've got some condos.
Damn,
I
that's
want
nice
you to look at those.
Yeah.
So I started doing some condo work, and then the ball just kept.
Hey, well, let me ask you
snowballing.
Yeah, kind of stop you right there. So how did you know how to price it? Did your uncle tell you how to price it, or had you worked with him enough that you knew what he was charging, so you should be charging that much or a little bit less? Or did you just look at it and figure, man, this is going to take me a day. I want to make $100 a day or whatever the hell it was. How did you come up? Because that's one of the, I don't know if that question bugs me, but I sure see it in all these different groups all the time. How do you charge? How do you charge? How do you charge? And I'm like, dude, it's different all over the fucking world. I don't know how to answer that.
It is. The way I started out was I knew what I needed to make every day. I knew what I wanted to make every day, and I knew how long it was going to take me, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do, I added it all up.
Yeah.
With my materials, my hourly charge, all that kind of stuff. And I times it times 2.
Damn, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because that was going to be my weekly salary.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, however long it was going to take me. And then the rest would be profit for the business later on.
Yeah.
So that's how I started doing it then. And is
it different now?
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Majority of the time it is.
Yeah.
We don't really charge weekly or hourly anymore.
Yeah.
If I have any questions about it, I'll do, all right, this is how much I need my guys to make, and I need to make, this is how many days, or I'll do it by square foot, or I'll do it by linear foot.
Yeah.
And then I'll compare the prices.
Gotcha.
And I just kind of,
I think that's a good idea, doing it, looking at it from like 2 or 3 different ways and seeing what the price would be. And, if you did it 3 different ways, 2 different ways, and then comparing those. I don't think I've heard anybody answer it like that on any of these groups.
Well, to me, it makes more sense because I've become more all about the numbers and all about the data.
Yeah, you got to. Hey, let me ask you this, because I know for me, and even now sometimes, but man, as a kid, whatever, just starting out, but man, you knew back then what you were supposed to charge or something, and those numbers were crazy to me because I never made that kind of money. So I was almost afraid to tell. I'm like, shit, you can't tell nobody it's $5,000. It's like, where I'm thinking, man, it's like 500's too much. They say I'm supposed to charge $5,000. I mean, it was mental. Did you have any of that, or because I know a lot of guys go through that, and that may be the question. That may be why they're asking that question so often. Is like mentally, we're like, oh shit.
Well, yes, I remember the first time it was a $23,900 job.
So you got the number.
And yeah, I remember it. I do.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I mean, and I looked at that price and I sat there on my bed with my notepad and I was jotting these numbers down and I was like, this is not right. And
it wasn't because it was too low, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was, I couldn't comprehend it whenever because I'd never bid a job that big.
Yeah.
And I knew there was something inside of me saying, if you're not comfortable bidding that job, don't take that job.
Mm.
But what I did was I added $5,000 onto it and I sent it to them, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was a rookie mistake,
Yeah.
But the thing is the condo unit that I hope you're not listening, but the condo unit that turned our price down, our bid,
yeah.
they ended up spending over $100,000 to fix everything that the previous contractor had messed up.
They screwed up. Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, they went through 3 different contractors because nobody wanted to go in and truly fix everything that the first contractor messed up.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah.
But,
what did you learn from it? You said rookie mistake, and was it that you should have just stuck with the original $23,000 and not bumped up 5 more, or
no.
You should have presented it in a different way, or what?
No, if I realize if I'm not comfortable putting a bid together that large for that large of a job, I didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
that's what it told me.
Okay,
but
I got you.
Because I didn't have the manpower to complete that, I could have gotten 2 different subs that said, yes, we're willing to help. Yeah. Let's go that route. Yeah. And that's what I was going off of.
Yeah.
But me adding $5,000 to the price, I didn't have any problems with that.
Yeah.
I mean, but there was a lot for me to learn, man, when I was younger.
But that's what you got to do, man. It's like sometimes you just got to go through the fucking pain. There ain't no way to. I keep telling people, there ain't no magic bullet to this shit. You got to. I mean, unfortunately, the trial and error is the best, education. That pain. But because I remember one of the first big jobs that I did, and big money, and I'm like, oh my god, and they said yes, probably too fast. And at the end of the job, after paying everybody, I was like, god damn, I didn't make. What happened to all those big numbers?
That's right.
I don't know if I want to do any more of these big jobs. And shit gets dragged out longer, and then things come up, and if you're not experienced, you don't know about like freaking, going back for the change orders and telling them like, hey, that wasn't in the original scope. And all, I mean, there's a lot to it, man. A lot to it.
There is
somewhere, yeah.
But you see a lot of guys now that, and even before all this big rush started coming, you would get a change order and they didn't know how to handle it. They wouldn't charge for it because it was just something they wanted to actually keep the job. But if you're not charging for that stuff, man, I mean, it's
if you're not charging
your bottom line.
Exactly, you're the one. Somebody's going to pay for it. Either the homeowner's going to pay for it, or you're going to pay for it. But it's going to be paid for. It's coming out of your money, or it's coming out of theirs. And we're not. I mean, shit. We don't need to be doing this for free. No. Man, when you go in and redo someone's kitchen, or redo the cabinets, or even just the painting, the exterior, interior. I mean, even if it's a $5,000, $15,000 job, it's like what the value that it adds onto the house and the years that they get to freaking enjoy it is pennies on the dollar from where they're spending money elsewhere in the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. And so I think, I mean, as contractors and guys in construction, man, we kind of underbid ourselves, all the time, and just we don't even really realize it. Meaning the value that the people get for what we give them.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it's because man, they'll go around and flip this house, sell it or whatever, and get and triple their investment what they gave us, if not quadruple. Or if they're not selling it and they're living there. I don't know, like how often is someone going to refinish their kitchen cabinets?
Well, that's kind of a trick question.
Yeah, unless they're nuts.
I mean, typically the paint lasts anywhere from 5 to 7 years, on something that's refinished. But it's really, that's kind of a touchy subject in the refinishing world right now, because you've got so many people that they still think that it's acceptable to put oil base or cover stain or something like that right over, and they're not using the full process.
Yeah.
But I understand there are people that have to use what's accessible to them in their region.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like right here in California, I'm in Southern California. We can't even buy real paint thinner. It's crazy. It's like watered down paint thinner. It don't clean shit off. That's
I
that's
know,
what some on it.
Well, there's been so many different Italian water-based coatings and all that kind of stuff that have been produced within the past 2 years that they'll ship it to your door, man. I mean, it's expensive. It really is. But you've got to start charging for those. I mean, you have to.
Yeah. If they want it, you got to charge it. I mean, it's nuts. So when you first started, was it just you?
It was me and my brother-in-law, I think.
So you had a helper?
No, I'm sorry. That was me and Tony, my lead guy.
Yeah.
That he started with me first off. And yeah, it was a fun time, man. It was.
So so in the beginning, man, you're doing everything. I mean, you're trying to answer the phone, you're trying to do bids, you're trying to gather up all the material. Then you don't have material that you thought you had. Now you got to leave the job. You got to go pick up supplies. You got to come back. You got to get home and you're fucking dead tired, paint everywhere. Freaking, if you're sanding freaking drywall, there's dust in your nose, and you got that beard, but still, you still can't relax. Yeah, man, you still can't relax. You got to come home and figure out the paperwork and the this and call people back that you wanted. It's like, did you want to give up in the beginning, or did you just figure that's part of it, or what?
Dude, once it started rolling, I was hungry, man.
Yeah,
I fed off of it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
because of the money, or because of the freedom, or because of just all of it, being a business owner.
Both of it, man. All of it. I mean, if I needed to leave and go pick up the kids, I didn't have to ask anybody.
Exactly.
I mean,
that was the two reasons I really stepped out. Was one, I wanted the freedom because I wanted to be spending time more with my kids and the wife. But I knew I wasn't going to be able to I knew the guy was never going to be able to pay me enough money to live the way I wanted to live. And even he knew it. They knew it. I just it's like you talk to enough people and you talk to other business owners, and it's like it's tough. And I was kind of unemployable. I thought I knew more than every everybody else. It was it's like, look, if you think you're so effing smart, why are you still working for somebody? Why aren't you making the real money that you think you're worth and all that other shit? And then you realize you don't know what you don't know, but it's like you either quit and run back with your tail between your legs, or you fucking figure it out. And when you got the wife and the kids and you got a reason to figure it out, you do. So these last, because I've known you now 3 years at least probably, but these last 3 years you've really been working on the friggin' painting and refinishing, the business part of it. What's been different these last 3 years, or when do you think it started turning around, and where you started focusing on the business more versus everything?
I guess you could say when we started putting systems in place when I got to, I guess, 3 employees. Because at that time I couldn't be there all the time. I mean, between supplies, bidding jobs, paperwork, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where it started to transition completely. But it just,
because like at that point, when you got 3 guys, 2 guys that are really good, 4 guys, your job almost becomes keeping those guys busy. And because you got to pay them, they got families and shit, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, we got to the point where we're right around 6 7 employees at one time, and
Yeah.
I mean, you'd hand them a job book and say, "Hey, this is where it's at. You know what to do."
Yeah.
I mean, all they had to do was open it up and read it step by step. And if you had younger guys that they didn't have an older mentor, or
Yeah.
one of the guys, you know, people getting their feelings, you know, they messing with the young guys, you know, instead of asking, you know, the old lead guy, you know, they go look at the book,
Yeah.
you know, and it would teach them. But
Mhm.
I mean,
What do you think one of the toughest things to transition from contractor, like as in painter or drywall guy or roofer guy doing the physical work, you know, because knowing how to do it is just a fraction of, like, really knowing how to do it doesn't have anything to do with the business, you know, and guys hate hearing that shit. But what do you think the toughest part is going from doing the trade to running the business of the trade? What do you think one of the toughest things is for that?
Man, juggling juggling everything. Once you learn the skill, I mean, it is, once you learn the skills of the trade, it's just, it's easy, man. It's like you can close your eyes and you can do it.
Yeah, because for me doing the trade was like meditation. I didn't have to think about it. I almost enjoyed it more than the business. I was like on autopilot. You know, it's running the business. Yeah, running
the business from the time I wake up at 4:30 in the morning till the time I close my eyes at 9:30 at night.
Yeah,
dude, it's constantly trying to figure out, you know, what jobs I actually want to take, how I want to go about planning this week, planning the next day. You know, I mean, it's, you know, and how can we make the business stronger, you know, every day? I mean,
let's see here. Hey, Victor from California said this is his second year doing his own thing, and his oldest daughter is his business partner.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My 21-year-old, getting ready to be 22-year-old, is taking the California Contractor State License test in a couple of months.
That
I don't know. She, you know, because she's been on the job sites with me. I've taught her how to run some of the equipment, and told her, I said, you don't have to, if you go, you know, because she thinks she wants to do, you know, either, you know, take over one of my businesses or do her own thing. And I said, you don't have to physically do the business, you know, the trade, but man, you got to know how to do it. One, you just respect the guys who do it more. You just, when you see the people working, no matter who's doing it, but like Serpro and these guys, and there's probably hundreds of franchises that you can buy. And I tell guys all the time, I was like, dude, like, I don't know, like the guys that buy McDonald's, they probably don't know how to cook fucking hamburgers, but they know how to run McDonald's, and it's working. I mean, and it's not just, you know, there's hundreds of them really, and they're just like the business part, and they end up hiring, you know, painters or flooring guys or something. I don't know. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I'm a fan of it or not. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we talked about, me and you talked about putting together, you know, we looked into franchises and all that stuff. And after doing the research and understanding what all went into it, dude, I couldn't do it. I mean, because I know Serve Pro in my area, they don't have the greatest of names. I mean, they sub everything out, they take a percentage off the top, you know, all that kind of good stuff. But I want to build a brand, man.
Yeah.
I do.
And I think you've done that, man. Over these last 2 or 3 years, I've watched you grow, your videos, the video testimonials, so like right now, it's like, and I tell guys, it's like you get to charge a little bit more for that just because of who you are. You know what I mean?
I do. Because when a client passes on your sense of trust from one client to the next,
Yeah.
You know, it's not like going out there and buying, you know, 5-star Google clicks and,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like that. But my problem is right now that 90% of my clients, they don't live here. They
Yeah.
don't. I mean, it's a great thing, but when it comes down to, you know, my video testimonials and all that kind of good stuff, they're not here. I mean, you know, I could record it, you know, through the computer, but or have them do a video, but
Yeah. So
a lot of times,
so people watching this, meaning you're the homeowners that you work for, your clients aren't there, is because like I said, you're that Orange Beach, the Gulf Shores areas. So your clients are what, up in Jersey, Canada, or like what they call them, the snowbirds, or
yeah, they're well, some of them are snowbirds and some of them are just
vacationers and have a place down there when they want to come to the beach.
Yeah, a lot of the people are from Atlanta, Louisiana, Dallas, you know, that kind of place.
Yeah.
But they call us up after seeing the website and they're like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah. And I know you guys, so I mean you're in a pretty good position, is just because, man, your area is kind of like, you got so many of the Northerners just trying to get out of town because of taxes and politics and everything else. And shit, if you're going to leave and go somewhere, I mean, that's not a bad place to be.
It's not, man. I mean, well, I'll keep that to myself, but
no, I'm saying, man, this is live in the color, brother.
Well, as long as they keep everything that don't bring on, never mind.
don't bring
I can't even do it, dude. I can't even do it.
Hey, Steven said my mic is kind of really muffled. Do you hear me? What do you hear?
Yeah, I hear you fine, man.
All right, maybe it's Steven. Hey, Steven, let me know if it's any better, or what if I can disconnect it and use something else. They don't like you to disconnect it. Hey, Steven, hit me back up and let me know if it gets any better. I hate that. No, it is, but so now what's next? How do you want to grow? What do you want to grow to? Where do you want to be? What's the next couple of steps you want to do?
I think next is a cabinet shop, 30 by 40, and then
like a pole barn, or just something that's already built, or
I can't afford the prefabs, man.
Yeah.
I can't. But yeah, I've got a little piece of property we're gonna pour slab on, and we'll build it, you know, piece by piece, and go that route. But I mean, right now, with the way that work is, you know, it'll be done in 9 months, 6 months, somewhere around there.
Damn. So, that's good, man. But that's exciting though, man. Because really, like when we met like 3 years ago, shit, I remember being in my daughter's music studio and I was getting donuts and talking to you on the phone, and then didn't hear from you again for I don't know, 6 months or whatever. But everybody said Steven says they can hear you great, so that's good. And I'm a little muffled. Damn, I hope it ain't that bad. But so what I'm really saying is, like, watching you grow as much as you have in the last 3 years is like crazy exciting for me. Because I just kind of picture like where you've been and what you've done in the last 3 years to, man, I fast forward that to what could be if you wanted it in the next 3 or 5 years. You know what I mean?
The next 3 to 5 years, man, I'll be off the tools completely.
Yeah. Good for you, brother.
Yeah. I will be. I can't do it too much longer, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can if I wanted to, but I wouldn't be able to move by the time I was 55.
No, it is. And I remember it's like, because when I first started, man, I was like freaking 17, whatever, and these dudes were like 76 and working way harder than me, talking shit to me. Keep up, punk. And like they were like World War II veterans and shit. I mean, they were tough guys, man. Yep. But then years later, I mean, we were real close. I mean, they were super nice. But years later, when I started when I did my own business, it was just me and a helper. And like, he was like part-time whenever I needed him. And I'd work him like, real hard for like 2 days. And then, the easy part, I'd give him a couple of days off because I needed the money or didn't want to, and you find out real quick, you can't be doing that to guys because they won't stick around and work for you.
Yep.
So even on the easy days, they got to be there working, making their money, which is fair for them. I mean, just there's so much learning that goes into it. But I remember going, God damn, I don't want to be 70 years old on my hands and knees. It was like, there's got to be something to this business that, man, what is it? And you got to ask the right questions. And there was no effing internet shit, wasn't even fucking computers. I remember, everything was handwritten and just it's. But right now with the computer and the Facebooks and all the other shit, is it helping the industry or hurting the industry? What do you think?
Man,
because I go both ways, brother. I mean, I met and gotten so close to so many contractors over the last 3 to 5 years that I would have never met if it wasn't for the effing internet. So. No, then there's just the other side of it is just as bad.
I agree. I think there's a lot of people that help. And I think there's some trolls out there, but when guys are asking for help, I mean, we can give them a little bit of help, but don't do their job for them,
Yeah.
But there's so much knowledge, man.
Yeah.
That you don't have to go to social media to gain your knowledge, and that's where it comes back to finding somebody that is a mentor in your trade that will get you the furthest that out of anything. I mean, you're gonna make business mistakes, but I mean, a mentor will drive you, and they hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to call you a knucklehead when you make a mistake. They're going to laugh at you, but they're going to celebrate with you as well.
Yeah. And if you can't take the bullshit slap in the back of the head, you shouldn't be in construction anyway. The way them guys used to talk to me, no way you can talk to the guys nowadays. Oh man. But and then too is like it opens it up to so many of these shysters that are just taking advantage of construction guys. That's one of my frustrations. But they were around even without the internet. They're somewhere else, whether it was networking groups or like like all the groups that you go to, and so they've always been around. It's just now there seems to be a lot more of them. So if you're a contractor, you really got to do your due diligence and research any of these guys before you start giving them money.
You really do. I mean, dude, I do my research on I hate to say it, but I do it on homeowners before I take money from them. I mean, so why would you not do research on somebody that you're giving money to for whatever you're giving it to them for?
I think some of these contractors, they hear like somebody will tell them, man, I'm going to get you 5 or 6 leads a day, and it's going to be this and it's that. And it's like, I don't know. So I guess they get greedy themselves to where, like you said, they don't want to do the research and ask, well, what's the warranty and what's the guarantee? And like, well, what do I get back if this doesn't, what if all this is BS? They get so big-eyed to where they're like salivating at the mouth, hoping it's true, to where they just start throwing money at them. And then when they realize it isn't true, then they start asking those questions. And by then it's too fucking late.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's already been like a freaking hour has went by like that.
It has.
I'm going to fucking do like Joe Rogan and do 3-hour podcasts. But like right now, so it's like the bread and butter. So let's go through your little system of whatever you do. So like we got what is Victor right now, 2 years into it with his daughter and stuff. So where do you get your leads from? Like referrals? They see your truck, the Google, the internet, Facebook. I mean, so one, where do you get leads from?
Right now we're about 60 40. Probably 60% from word of mouth.
Mhm.
and then 40% from Google Ads.
Mhm.
But what I had to do, the only reason that it's 60-40 that way right now is because we were getting so many clicks and
Yeah.
so many jobs from Google that it was hard to sift through.
Yeah.
It'll change every month.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get 80% from Google AdWords and from the website and
Yeah.
from the video testimonials, and then we'll get 20% from word of mouth.
Yeah.
But the paint side is all from our website and Google AdWords.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Google Maps. Because I know, like,
Yeah.
if you when I search freaking painters in Foley and shit, you're like the first one that comes up in Google Maps, which is fucking
Wow.
cool as hell.
I hope
Yeah.
so, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we want to be.
Yeah.
You know.
So
I mean,
and you can't do all the jobs. I mean, it's like as much as you wish, and you don't want to. Yeah, I just want the most profitable jobs for the least amount of energy.
exactly.
So if a phone call comes in, or an email or whatever, or you get referred or something, what's like the first thing you guys do? How do you respond to it?
If it comes through the email from the website,
Yeah.
Basically I read it over and I decide whether or not if I can handle it.
Yeah.
If I know somebody
I've seen some of the big ass jobs you've been doing over the last couple of years. Like, shit.
Yeah.
You did some crazy ones.
They have been. But most of the time, if we can handle it, I'll pick up the phone and I'll call them pretty much right away, man.
So you call them?
Yeah.
You don't send them to the robots and the bullshit like
no.
through Facebook or the other thing, or?
Well, my thing is once they've already seen the videos, they've seen the testimonials, they're pre-sold, you know, they hear my voice on the videos.
Yeah.
Once I call back, it's almost like we just go over and chit chat and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the job's done. I mean, it's almost been that easy. I don't know if it's because we've built a brand around it, and I can't explain it.
Yeah.
I honestly can't. But
so after you call them up and you're talking to them, and like you said, they've seen the videos, they hear your voice, so it's almost like they feel like you're a friend already. I mean, do you talk about money, or do you say, hey, let me get an address, I'll come out there, and measure it up, and then shock them with a price, or what do you do from there?
Well, we pretty much know the area. We know what's new construction. We know what's been there for a while. I get on Zillow and I'll look at the property and I ask them what they want. I'll give them a price dependent on if the property is actually in this good of shape. You know? And whenever we meet, you know, then if it's not, then we'll adjust the price.
But at least you're not shocking them with the price. I remember just as soon as I'd get a phone call, I'd hang up and shit. Even if it was in the middle of dinner, I'd hang up and drive over there because I was so desperate for work. And then you measure it all up, or you do your thing, and you give them a price, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's like 3 times what we thought it was going to be." And I'm the cheap guy, so it wasn't that I was, you know, like a crazy price. I was like the low guy in the neighborhood, to where they just couldn't afford it. They didn't even know. And that's what kills me now with guys that just freaking at the drop of a hat run somewhere and spend, you know, and 30 minutes driving somewhere and then telling the homeowner something. I don't know. It's just, and it ain't the homeowner's fault, because they, you know, there's a
exactly.
I'm in construction. I don't even know what a lot of things cost in different areas.
Yep. Well, see, our whole idea and plan and marketing agenda is for a certain type of client. We look for that client. I mean, we've taken jobs that we really didn't want to do. I mean, but when we advertise for them, I mean, 70% of the time we get them. You know, and there's no questions asked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy sometimes. It really is. I don't know if my pricing's too low, but I will say we've been successful. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, so when you show up to the client's house, like you said, you've already talked to them, you show up, and like you said, they've watched some of your videos and or been referred to you and stuff. Because, you know, guys are always hitting me up with like, hey, man, teach me sales, teach me sales, like, and I don't know, maybe they're looking for the, you know, sell me this pen, like, you know, from the movies and shit. And I'm like, I mean, and I don't know, I've done all the books, I've done the seminars, I've done all of it. And I'm like, I said I did it way back when I was 20 something. And it's like, now I just show up and I'm like, dude, here's what I mean. Like, I try to just tell them like I would tell my brother or my, you know, or my anyone, a good friend. I just talk to them like that and just educate them and tell them here's what the procedure is. If someone's doing it different, I don't know, you know, what's their, you know, all of that stuff. I'm just talking to them like a friend. I'm not trying to sell them shit.
yes.
Did you guys some special techniques or some special one-liners that you use?
I can't release that right now, but what I will say, is trying to educate the homeowner on our process and what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Has been more profitable for us than anything else we could do. Yeah. I mean, as soon as we start explaining to the homeowner what goes into it and what needs to be done, it just honesty, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's helped us a lot. I mean,
and it's not a sales pitch, but there's a couple of things that I say quite often that could be, you know, like sound like they're sales pitches, but I tell homeowners all the time, I was like, look, if someone says something different, it's for one of two reasons. One, they either don't know or they're lying, and both are bad. You know, because here's the truth. I've been doing this long. Like, there is no ifs and buts. And I'll say some stuff. They go, "Oh, you think so?" And I'm like, "No, if I thought so, I wouldn't be able to charge you as much as I'm getting ready to charge you. I know for a fact that it's this, and here's why." But like you said, it's like, but by then we're already almost friends, and it's like I'm just like you. I'm just trying to educate them.
Yeah, you've got to. That's part of building a rapport, man. I mean, the more trust you have with a client and the more connection you can make with a client, better off chance you have it actually landing the job at the price you want. You know, but I mean, obviously you're going to have some people say, "Lord, no, you're way too high."
Yeah,
and you know that's part of business. You know, you can't take it personal.
No, that's it. It is, and it's like, and I don't know, maybe you shouldn't be too high. It's like, shit, I don't know, because we're not trying to take advantage of anybody. I know you, I know your heart, but at the same time, it's like, man, when you've done this for this long, and you know, like, you're the belief in your system and the belief in your product, and like, if something is screwed up, you're gonna freaking fix it, and you're gonna be there when you say you're gonna be there, and you're gonna be done when you say you're gonna be done. All of that stuff is like, and there's like so many guys that, you know, just shit. Construction in itself has a bad rap just because guys won't even call people back, or they don't show up when they say they're going to show up, or they screw up the schedule and all. It's like, and that's what the homeowner gets when they go for the medium to low price type of deal. To where, I mean, just being not even the quality of work, but being the quality of person that you are, and standing, you know, and being who you are, and being there when you say you're going to be there, and doing what you say. I mean, that in and of itself is worth more than the other guy. Does that make sense?
Of course.
And then you're doing the fucking work, is like, and you know what you're doing. Like you said, all the procedures and certain things that you shouldn't do, and certain things. It's like, man, we should be charging more.
It's all about value.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just value in the products that you buy, it's in the products that you present and perform for your customer. You know, I mean, you don't want them to have any questions, any ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, we do walk around with homeowners. If I think that they're going to walk through, you know, in the afternoon, they're going to look at something and be like, well, why? We do a preemptive walkthrough with them and say, hey, this is what this is. You know, don't worry about it. Tomorrow it'll be good. It'll be fixed. All that kind of stuff. I mean, just taking the ease off the customer helps a lot.
Yeah, big time. There ain't nothing worse than going to get that last check, and then they hit you with 50 questions and why is this or what was that?
Yep.
But and like Joseph said, finding the market tolerance is key. And
That's
it
right.
is, because I tell guys all the time is like, man, what I'm charging here, you can't charge somewhere else, or New Jersey or Pennsylvania and other stuff. It's like, and yeah, I say I want you to earn as much as you can, but at the same time, is something that's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it.
Yep.
So you can say, my kitchen cabinet refinishing is 10 grand, but if nobody in the world has 10 grand, or your neighborhood has 10 grand for cabinets, it's like, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but they're only going to pay a certain amount.
You find another neighborhood.
Yeah, you got to find another neighborhood. It's like, I've told some guys up in New Jersey, it's like, man, you got to fucking move. You got to go. Nothing against New Jersey. That's actually the guy who got me into construction was from New Jersey, but it's crazy. But you can't beat yourself up either, man. If there's like 5 guys in your neighborhood charging $1 and you're trying to charge $10, and then you're wondering why you're not getting any work. I mean, right there's the reason. There's too big of a gap, or because you're as great as you are only gets you so far. I mean, you can't get crazy, and I say that too. Is like I did some, it was a while back when we were doing some work for an interior designer, and he's a big name and did a lot of celebrities. And our average price would have been something like $3, and I charged him $6. And he's like, "Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "God damn, I doubled it." And he didn't even care. Yeah. And come to find out, he didn't care because my little $6 wasn't shit, because he was charging like $40-some. And I'm like, "God damn!" Yep. But he had that reputation just for people to be able to say this dude was the one who was in their house and doing the design and all the other stuff. It was, they had that kind of money, and that's a whole different effing world.
But it's really not, though, because you think about it. You were talking about the 1 in 10, right?
Yeah.
If there's not a market for it, you create a market for it. So what he does is he goes in and he's created this brand and this reputation and all this kind of stuff and this good name for himself. He created that market for himself and for his clients.
Yeah.
Okay? So now everybody else wants to be a part of this market of that. So he can charge whatever he wants because he takes every bit of pressure off the homeowner.
Yep.
And all they have to do is a stroke of a pen.
Yeah. So they got the money. I mean, they're not buying Twitter, but they got that kind of fucking money.
Yeah. I mean, look at Elon. He says he's living in a trailer, but I mean, is he really living in a $55,000 trailer?
I mean, I don't know. He may be that weirdo, but and back then, man, is a couple of jobs I did way less than what I should have. I still made great money, but I was fucking a little starstruck to where I was wanting to be able to say I did those houses for those people type of shit. And that gets old real quick. I tell people, man, feed your bank account, not your ego.
That's right.
Because you can't feed the family and go on vacations just because you work for a celebrity. It's like you should have been getting more money. But I don't know. Shit, we could go on forever, JB.
That's right.
Any last words for young contractors just thinking about doing their own thing, or they just started and maybe they're a year into it, wondering, did I make the right decision? Any last parting thoughts?
Find a mentor that will take you under their wing. That's it. That will get you the furthest. And anywhere you want to go, find a solid mentor.
And I like what you said too, is you added to that to like someone who's either in your trade or doing something that you've done. I can't stand guys getting advice from people who ain't did they read a book on it. I'm like, shit, you can read a book on heart surgery, but you come at me with a knife and we got trouble. You better practice on somebody else. Don't practice on me. So I don't know. Man, we appreciate you taking an hour out of your time, and it's all valuable. It's business. Guys are going to be watching this thing for years to come and getting nuggets and motivated. And man, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited for you, brother.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Guys, we're out of here. We'll do it again in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Cool.